Hi everyone, welcome back to Anita's Joint, hashtag Extendajoint, where every day is payday, baby. You're tuned into another video. So this is going to be Houston Dash. It's a semi-update 2022 to 2023. It's similar to what I did with Man City, the update roster. We go through the astrological energies that Houston has currently on the team. Also, how and what energies I feel that they can use best to help the team in this next season. Also, a little bit of the mission and, just overall Houston Dash content, you know what I'm saying? But if you're new to the channel, it's your girl Anita Flying High. I do a lot of commentary on ladies football. Houston Dash is one of the teams I support. Oh, you can't really. That's the astrological whip. But yeah, Houston Dash is one of the teams I support, Man City, and some other teams. But Houston, I'm from Houston. So, we got to help and support the ladies. So I was going through, of course, some of Houston's, the website on Houston. So I was looking at the MVP of the year was Sophie Smith. So the Cancer got MVP, the midfielder. And then we had our newcomer of the year, which was Marissa Vigiano. And then we had our Golden Boot winner of the year, Ebony Salmon. And then we had our Rookie of the Year, which was Ryan Garth. So a lot of great things happened with Houston this year. Houston made the playoffs for the first time in a record-setting crowd, 21,000 and then some. So I was really happy for the ladies. Even though it was a one and done, it was a great turnout for Houston in their first post-playoff season. And so to me, it just showed listen, there are people in Houston that are interested in seeing the ladies play, and they showed up big time for them in the first round, and it was at home, so it was really exciting. So what we're going to go through is the website a little bit, and also I took the liberty in going through some of the free agents and looking at maybe what Houston and who Houston can maybe sign in the upcoming next season. So let me get over here. Okie dokie. Okay. So this was Houston's website, like I said. Well, the Houston Dash. Houston Dynamo, Houston Dash. But it says the Houston Dash matches the 2022 roster decisions. So this is some people and some players they have decided to continue going along with, and we'll just read it together, no worries. So Houston Dash have exercised Ella Didrik and Marissa Vigiano. So we know Vigiano is the newcomer of the year. They've signed her, or they're going to sign her. And Ella Didrik, she did a lot of backup for Jane Campbell and a little bit at the beginning of the year when Jane was kind of hurt. So it was really good. And then also Paulina. We didn't really get to see Paulina too much this year, but we got to see her maybe 2 matches versus Pumbas in the Liga MX and in the Big Cell mix-up. So it was just a little bit. But Valerie Gouvon looks like she's not coming back. Marissa, midfielder Elizabeth Eddy and Callie Parker Hodgson are free agents. So we're going to talk about a little bit of those two players because I had written down their names. But it gets a little juicier. We here have the forwards, Michelle Alonzi, Michaela Ambam, Makia Gumar Stephens, Kalia Hedge, Emily Ogle, and defenders Ali Pricestock, Annika Schmidt, Natalie Jacobs. They're all out of contract. So goalkeeper Lindsay Harris and midfielders Tilly Whitshare and Bria Vasali are out of contract and will not return for 2023. So, some of these names that already pop up to me is Alonzi, because Alonzi really did well. For me, I feel like she came on strong. When we got the new manager, he started playing her, and she ended up scoring goals, and she was a very good player, I felt, for Houston in the final stretches to secure that playoff spot. Abam, we got to see a little bit of her in the beginning of the season. Gumar Stevens, I'm sorry, but we didn't really get to see her too much, Emily Ogle, I feel like she had got hurt. Ali Pricestock, Emily Ogle, I think, though, was a pretty good midfielder. Ali Parsons, we had brought her back from loan, so it's very interesting. Annika Smith, we didn't really get to see her too much. And Natalie Jacobs, when we gave away, I had no idea why Houston gave away Hanson. I really like Hanson. I'm kind of upset still that they gave her away. But Jacobs was kind of filled in the role in that way after she left. And to me, I wasn't really, I feel like Houston really, I don't know why they got rid of Hanson. Yeah, I don't understand why. Maybe she wanted out. But yeah. Actually, was it Harris that was playing a lot for? I can't forget when it comes to Houston midfielders. But I don't remember seeing Tierney with Share too much. But Brianna Basali, she didn't end up playing these last 2 years for Houston. It was she didn't really have that many minutes this season. So, I like Bree and, but it looks like Houston were looking at other options. But so here are the players that Houston pretty much have kept and who have signed, who are they are looking to build forward with. We got Jane Campbell, Ella Didrik, Julia Ashley, Alyssa Chapman, Caprice Sacco, Katie Naughton, Shea Groom, Sophie Smith, Marissa Vigiano, Jolie Anderson, Ryan Garnson, Paulina, Nichelle Prince, Ebony Salvin, and Maria Sanchez. So this is Houston's 12 players that we have right now. And so, it's only 12, and maybe we would have 18 to 20 players, maybe 21 players, depending on how, wealthy Houston is. But just with our 12 players on the team, I wrote down, of course, what energies that we had. So looking at these 12 players right here, right now, looking at these 12 players right here, right now, we have heavy Aquarius energy. So we have 5 players on our current 12-player roster. Almost half of the roster. So 5 out of the 12 players we have are all Aquarius energy astrological players. So they have that fixed air. Okay? Fixed air, fixated on their own way of thinking. And those are some of our most influential players. Jane Campbell, our goalkeeper. In our back line, we have Chapman and Katie Naughton as our Aquarius. Nobody in the midfield, but also up top, we have Ebony. And I didn't even know Marissa was a Virgo, so it made me, it was Aquarius, which was actually, it was like, okay, that's pretty badass. And it makes sense why I was still trying, because I didn't really like her at first in the beginning, so I was just like, but after, of course, watching her play over the season, she was like, she's really good, and she deserved, props based upon coming, because she's a new player on the team, she fit right in. But I wasn't too sure, and then after, of course, the seasons, if you saw some of my commentary, we knew that she was legit. She's legit. And, of course, Ebony, came through, what a gem. She came through and ended up being our Golden Boot scorer, and she's Aquarius. And let me tell you right now, our current Ballon d'Or winner, back-to-back now, is Alexa Puteas, and she is an Aquarius astrological sign as well. So the Aquarius energy is very, very influential in the game of football. Ronaldo is an Aquarius, even though he's falling off right now. But I'm just saying, these are the type of players that are these signs and that are very, very good. And also, some of my other favorite players like Caroline Graham-Hansen, Caroline Graham-Hansen for Barcelona, Marjorie for Lyon, Aquarius energy players. And so, yes. So Houston have this type of energy on the team. And you don't really know what that is. It's more Uranian type energy. So Uranus is, of course, a planet, blah, blah. But it's unpredictable, rebellious, revolutionary, progressive and visionary. So it's a type of energy that we are not fond of seeing in our reality as much, because Uranus is a farther out planet, aka we don't get to experience this type of energy as much as so often as we would say Mercury or Venus, some of the other planets that are closer to our solar system, that are closer to us, the sun, what I'm saying? So with Houston, it's a different type of vibe, And based upon just their 12 players, and I'm an Aquarius moon, so I'm here for it. So I have Aquarian, I have a lot of Aquarian placements in my astrological sign, in my chart. So it's kind of funny that in a way I am attracted to these types of teams. And I'm from Houston, but it's pretty funny that Houston had this types of energy on their football team. So it's just very interesting, I think. But yeah, and of course, orange is not like a common color for a football team, and the fact that Houston is orange is unique. And it is bright. Orange is a different frequency vibration. Orange is my favorite color. But anyways, so that is the heavy energy that we have on Houston's team. The second heavy energy we have is the Piscean energy, the Neptunian energy, the mystical, the imaginary, the maybe delusional energy that we have. So our Piscean players are, we have Shea Groom in our midfield, and we didn't really get to see Shea Groom too much this season. But Shea Groom, we have Nichelle Prince, and then Maria Sanchez came through this year back with Houston. And so these are our Piscean players. Shea Groom, of course, she pops up with a lot of fun goals. Nichelle Prince and Maria Sanchez are wing players, and I thought their connection was pretty well. And of course, these are our Piscean energy type players. So we have heavy Uranian and heavy Neptunian energies for Houston. Those are the 8 players we have with these energies. So 8 out of the 12, these are the 2 dominant energies we have so far. And then remaining, the players, we have some Leos, and we have some Leos, 2 Leos. We have some Scorpios. Leo and Scorpio were the next 2 energies. Our Leos were Ella Didrik, our goalkeeper, and then another Leo was Caprice. We had signed her. So these are defensive. They're the sun energy. They gravitate a lot of attention. And then we had our fixated water, which is our Scorpios. And we had Julia Ashley, and then our Rookie of the Year, Ryan Garrison. And I don't remember seeing too much of Ashley, but Ryan Garrison, what a phenomenal player. Really, really happy to see her. She actually, I have to watch them in my commentaries, but she's a really good player. I think Houston are really lucky. She was our only draft pick of the 2022 season, and she really did a great job. She can play apparently defense and wing. I think I like her on the wing because I think she's a lefty too. Looking at the passes that she was able to make, she's talented. You can just see based upon her playing style already. And it was only just 1 year, and I was really, really happy with what I've seen. And so then her being a Scorpio, it's very behind the scenes. You're not really able to see. Another Scorpio you may know is one of some popular ones is Lucy Bronson, Pernille Harder, some of these Scorpionic players, and also Marie from PSG is also a Scorpio. So very intense type players, very secretive, but very influential. You can't really intimidate them too much, which is really good. And especially she's our rookie, and we want to make sure she's Gucci with Houston. And like I said, we have our Cancer. Our Cancer is the heart and soul of Houston. And so she was Sophie Smith. She's our MVP. So she was that heart for Houston. And I can understand why she was MVP for Houston. And then also we have one Libra, which was Julia Anderson. And so it maybe makes sense. Libra Anderson came on. She's a taller player for Houston. And you see how she's listed as a forward. And I thought, she was coming on a little bit towards the end of Houston's season, which wasn't so bad. And then the only name I really didn't also mention was Paulina. And Paulina, I'm really, really happy that Houston have decided to reach out and purchase her, because when looking at the energies Houston lack or Houston need, based upon only having really fixated air and Neptunian, they have more mutable water. They need some fire, and they need a little bit more earth. Houston needs fire and earth. They need that creativity, but they also need that foundation. And so With that being said, Houston have a lot of 11th house players and a lot of 12th house players. So we need players that fit the 10th house players, meaning these are our earth signs. This is the Capricorn aspect. These would be Capricorns like Kristen Press and Chloe Kelly and, like Jess Fishlock. Players like these type players consistently. And then we need more Aries like players as well. Like, I was trying to think of some of the Aries that had like popped into my mind. Jennifer Marjan is an Aries. Man, I had to look because I had put it in my notes. Let me see. Hold on. Oh my goodness. Oh, like Jennifer Marjan pop. Also Diana Castellanos is a Aries as well. And I have a whole other video going on ranking my favorite football players based upon their zodiac signs. So I have that video coming here soon, but just working out things. But yeah, Houston needs some more of these players. So we need Cardinal Fire and Cardinal Earth. And these are the initiators. These are the, Shade Room is a Cardinal water sign. Not when I say Shade Room. Sophie Smith is a Cardinal water sign, being a Cancer, so it really initiated a lot of Houston's opportunities, and in fact, she plays a really important role. She plays that CDM role right in front of the back line, so it's very influential, and we need players like that. But in the fire and in the earth aspect, no more water or air, no more of that for Houston. We need fire and earth. And so, with that being said, Houston need first house players, aka how players see themselves and how the whole team is viewed as a collective, and then a 10th house players based upon how are Houston looked at outside looking in, the status of Houston. So we need players that can embody this energy. And so I was looking at, I'm going to go over here. Yeah, so you see the 2023 free agents. So I went through every single player and I wrote down a couple names. Not too many, just a couple. And some names I also I was like, oh, damn, I didn't even know you were a free agent. Okay, so like I was telling you, we need more fire and earth in a way. But I wrote down some players. So the first player I wrote down, and here's the thing. I wrote down Houston. Let me go before I get through the free agents. Houston, looking at their team, we have here it is. Houston have 2 goalkeepers, 4 defensive, 3 midfielders, and 6 offensive players, 6 forwards. So I was like, that's a lot. So looking at maybe Houston needs more defense, Houston needs more midfield for sure, and a couple goalkeepers. Now, with the World Cup coming next year, the main players that we have on the team that could leave us are Canadians, which is, Shade Room, which is, of course, Chapman, Sophie Smith, as well as Michelle Prince. These are some players that could leave us during the World Cup, so we'll be lacking in those positions, midfield, defense, and strikers, so all 3 in a way. And we'll see what happens with the USA if anyone on Houston can get picked through. But here are some names that I thought I looked through, and maybe Houston can sign based upon the free agent. We don't know what's going to happen. But the first player was Katie Bowen right here from North Carolina. And we're just going to click on her real quick. Because it was giving us her stats. So this is Katie Bowen, right? All right, number 14. She's a defender. She's an Aries zodiac. She's from New Zealand, and we know New Zealand is going to be hosting the World Cup. And so I was just thinking, why not grab some of that type of energy also to our team? Not only is she a defender, which we need, she's from New Zealand, and this could be some energy. She's an Aries. This could be some energy that Houston can benefit from. She's 28 as well. She only played 2 games for North Carolina. And so she could be looking for a home, only 2 matches out of 20 or something like that. And, she could be looking for a new place called home. She's from New Zealand. I don't see why Houston couldn't maybe go after somebody like this. So Katie Bone was the first one that I'd seen. And then, okay, this shocked me when I seen her actually, Davinia. I was like, what? Did it say, did I pick the right one? Hold on. Come on. Yeah. All right. Now, I know this is a risk. I know this is probably like, what? There's no way. But look, if we can get Davinia to come through to fucking Houston, that would be super awesome. I'm a really, really huge fan of Davinia. And then just in general, Brazil is growing on my heart because, they now have a manager, Pia, and I feel like there's a lot of ladies that are doing well. I just saw, I was watching a little bit of the Champions League, not even a little bit, but Exendajoint has now signed for Barcelona, and she's a really good Brazilian player based upon what I had seen only a couple matches with Brazil. And, I think Brazil is making their way back to the scene, and I'm really excited. I think that has to do with, their federation investing to them, and of course, it's just time. And Brazil's huge. I mean, and football is like everything to them. Not everything, but it is a very influential part of that continent. And so I feel like Davinia would be a great signing. I'm not too sure where she wants to go, but this is crazy if North Carolina give her up. She is a Libra though, so technically she is cardinal energy, and I wouldn't be upset. But she probably will be missing for the World Cup, but I wouldn't be upset if Houston could be able to snag her. You know what I'm saying? Be really, really nice. So Davinia was another player put on my list. Now, Eddie. I would like Eddie to come back. Where's she at here? Elizabeth Eddie. I swear these were all in ABC order. Houston. There she is. All right, look. Miss Elizabeth Eddie for Houston. She played, I thought she had a great season. I don't know why Houston didn't want to sign her. I know she's 31, going on 32, but I feel like she did a great job playing in, honestly, all the positions. A defensive player, a midfield player, and she was playing striker sometimes. And in a way, her and Chapman were similar type players, but Eddie showed that she could play midfield and offense, and I feel like Houston got to get her back again. I feel like it doesn't hurt Houston to sign her again because she's already played with us, and she showcased what she could do, and she's pretty quick. She scored a couple goals for Houston. I think 14 matches, 606. Yeah, you see. Let's see where it shows. Is it saying how many goals she got? Is it saying? Yeah, 2 right foot goals inside the box. Yeah, well done, Eddie. You know what I'm saying? She scored 2 goals for Houston, and I like that. And I feel like Houston needs to re-sign her or get her back. So she'd be, honestly, a big miss for me if she does come back. But Elizabeth is a Virgo. We don't have any Virgos on the team. That's something I forgot to mention. We have no Taurus energy. That's fixated Earth. We have no Gemini energy. That's mutable air. No Virgo. Like I said, no Virgo, which is mutable Earth. No Sagittarius, which is mutable fire. And no Capricorns, which is cardinal Earth. So these are the type of energies that Houston do not have, which they lack. And so when you look at a team, you would like to see what's the opposite energy, also what's more harmonious with these types of energies. So it's like I said, Houston have a lot of heavy fixated air and mutable water. So opposite of Aquarius is Leo, and so we have 2 Leos, but it's still fixated stuff. We need a little bit more, like I said, that cardinal energy, a little bit more of that practical energy when it comes to like your foundation. We need more of that earth energy. But Elizabeth Eddie, she was one of the players I thought maybe Houston should sign right back. Okay, so keep going. I saw a couple of names. I was like, oh my goodness. Anyways, keep going down the list. I was like, yo, Julie Ertz is still playing. So I looked into Julie Ertz. Apparently, she's going to be playing for LA. I don't know when she come back. Apparently, she had a baby. So congratulations to her. But Julie Ertz is another Aries. So she's the type of player that we know what she can do. and she's the type of player and energy Houston need. And she's a midfielder. I don't think she'll come to Houston, but your girl can hope. You know what I'm saying? But she'll probably stay in LA. But we're not for sure when she's going to be, when she's actually going to come back and play football again, if she is, now that she's a mama. You know what I'm saying? We will see. But shout out to Julie Ertz. She is an Aries energy that will be great addition to any team when she comes back. But yeah, shout out to Julie Ertz. We really haven't seen her since the World Cup, to be honest, I think. Or for Chicago. But let's keep going down. Another player that I saw, which actually was another former Houston player, here. Where's she at? Here, Callie, right, Callie. So the first thing that actually popped up to me was, if we can get her. Yeah, Callie. I know she's got the Washington Spirit drip on, but she played for Houston last year. She is so the first thing I was like, what, she's from Japan? I was actually surprised. I was like, she's from Japan? That's kind of weird. Or not weird, but it's just like, oh, I would have never known. But yeah, Callie, I would like to see her back. She's an attacker, and I think Japan, I mean, we'll see. Like, she's only 28. She's a Sagittarius. The last Sagittarius we had was Rachel Daly. And she's an attacker, so I say, why not get that? It's a fire sign, it's fire energy, it's mutable fire, but I was like, why not get some of this back onto the team? She didn't really play too much, six games, but maybe she can come help Houston out. I think Houston needs to rock out with I think Houston needs to keep the attack kind of the same. They were kind of playing with, Michelle Prince, Ebony, and Maria up front, and I think we still need some of that fire coming off the bench as well. We need some of that energy coming off the bench. But Callie didn't really play too much for Houston, but she's a player I think Houston should call back and see if she'll come back. So another player is, let's go all the way down to, where's she at? Ferguson. Okay, Mandy Ferguson. Okay, no, Mandy Freeman. So Mandy Freeman was the next player I saw. She's a defender. She played for Gotham, and she played a lot of minutes, y'all. 17 matches. She played a lot, 16 starts, so she played a lot. And if she's willing to come, let's say she may come off the bench, but I'm just looking at Katie Naughton and who else we have. If we don't get Ali Prysock back, Katie Naughton's going to need another good player in the defense to be her partner. And so I'm thinking, maybe Mandy Freeman would be a great addition. She is an Aries sign as well. So I just think, it'd be really nice to see maybe Katie Naughton, Mandy Freeman in the back line for Houston. She's only 27, and she played a lot of minutes, and I think this would be a great addition to the team, Mandy. So we'll see. These are just some observations. 17 matches. Even though Gotham didn't have a great season, she played minutes, a lot more minutes than some of the other ladies. If you go, not a lot more, you get to see if you go through the free agent list and you compare how many people played compared to what she's played and how influential she was for Gotham. You could see why I think this would be a great addition for the Houston team. And she also, like I said, is an Aries zodiac energy, so she is that cardinal fire that Houston are lacking. The next player I saw was my girl Morgan Garrett, aka Morgan Bryan, and I've been talking about Morgan Bryan for I pretty much all the time. I really like Morgan Bryan for some reason. I think she's a really good player. But yeah, she's a midfielder. I think she had gotten hurt, and that's what happened, and she kind of she got hurt. But she played 6 games for Chicago, and Chicago was a pretty good team. We didn't really get to see her too much, but I like Morgan Bryan because, one, she's a World Cup winner. And I do think Houston can use those types of players in the team. A player that has won a World Cup with the best USA, the best team in the world. Not anymore, but yeah, when they were, they were. So I think Morgan Garrett is a great addition. It's a risk. She's a Piscean player, so I was like, we don't really need no more Pisces, but she is a player that I would like to have, and she's played for Houston before, so I'll be like, yo, Morgan, are you willing to come back to Houston? Maybe we'll see. We'll see. It's like I said, it's iffy. You know, she may not be. You know, she may not want to come back. You know, but I'm trying to look to see. She did score 80 goals. Yeah, so like she's still in a way. She hasn't found. She hasn't got back where she was. So she's only 29, like I said, and I think also USA could use this type of player on the team again. Someone that has won it all with the team. I got two more players, and then I'll wrap up the video. So our next player was Miss Rachel Hill, and I like Rachel Hill. Okay, I think she has scored a couple of winners against Houston or maybe. But yeah, Rachel Hill, she's only 27, and she's an Aries zodiac, and I like Rachel Hill because she's an Aries, and I think look at her. She played 20. Who is her up? Like what? Chicago must be cleaning house right now. Chicago, 21 minutes played, 16 starts. That's really good. I think she'd be a great addition. Even though she's an attacker, she still have a lot of depth in that area. But I do think maybe she can play in our midfield. I think she'd be a great addition to Houston. Like I said, being a Cardinal fire sign, I think Rachel Hill would be really good. I'm trying to think. Let's see how many goals she had for Chicago. Not too many. Only one goal, but she did start and play a lot, and also she probably contributed a lot more passing, distribution, so she could play more of a midfielder. If she's not able to score some more goals for us, she could play that midfield role, and she was available for Chicago, which is really nice to see. You know what I'm saying? Availability and consistency is something that you used to have based upon having a lot of that aqua-like energy. And then the last player that I wrote down was where's she at? Aaron. Okay, another Chicago player. Ann Wright. I think Chicago. They have Malpew out there. I'm trying to figure out who else they have. Nagasaki. But yeah, Erin Wright. She's another player. She's a defender, so she's a Capricorn too. So I was like, hey, she was the only Capricorn that I had found on the free agent. I'm pretty sure she was the only Capricorn I found. And right, she played 11 games for Chicago, started 8. But defensively, like I said, having someone, if we don't have Ali Price that come back, Katie Naughton's gonna need a defender, a partner, because they played with Chapman, Katie Naughton, Ali Prostock, and then it was Caprice or Hansen or Jacobs. And, even though we made the playoffs, but we need, Katie Naughton needs a partnership. We need a partnership that's, consistent. We need something there. And I think, like I said, Mandy Freeman or Aaron Wright could be two players that Houston could be looking towards when it comes to defensively having a good partnership for, of course, the World Cup season and the World Cup season. But yeah, and the two we talked about Alonzi. I feel like Alonzi should come back. She's a Taurus sun sign, and then Ali Price. I do think she should come back. We did call her back from loan. Yeah, we did call her back from the loan when she was loaned out. Well, yes, y'all, that is Houston Dash's. I was also looking at Alex Singer. She's our new GM for Houston. She is a Scorpio aspect energy, so I'm like, oh my goodness, a lot of Mars, a lot of Plutarian energy. But I think she's a good lady for Houston, and hopefully she can be deceptive and getting the right players for Houston. I got Scorpio in my house. My house is literally in my house, in my fourth house. So I think she's a great GM. She's literally in my home. So hopefully I can see what she's trying to help Houston envision. But right now, Houston have no manager as well. So we're looking for a manager. So we will see how everything ends up turning out for Houston in general. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe, like, and comment. Let me know what players could Houston sign. And And what do y'all think about, I guess this upcoming 2022-2023 season for the NWSL? I mean, do Houston have a chance of making playoffs again? Let me know. But anyways, y'all, it's your girl, Anita, flying high this third dimensional reality, and I'll see you on the next one. This is